Harry's coffee cup is still in the cabinet. Every morning I reach for it out of habit. Every morning I stop myself. I'm 87 years old. My husband of 65 years died 3 months ago. And in his final moments of clarity, the kind they call terminal lucidity, he gripped my hand and spoke a name I'd never heard. Ellen. Then he said he'd loved her for 43 years. Then he closed his eyes. He died 2 hours later without saying another word. I'm not telling you this for pity. I'm telling you because you need to hear what I've learned since. My name is Lorraine Callahan. I'm 87 years old, and 3 months ago I buried my husband. 65 years. That's how long Harold and I were married. 65 years of waking up next to the same man, cooking his breakfast, raising his children, building what I thought was a life. Everyone at the funeral said how lucky I was. 65 years with a good man. They squeezed my hands and told me what a beautiful marriage we'd had. I smiled at every one of them. I didn't know what else to do. Here's the thing about grief that nobody tells you. Sometimes you don't know who you're grieving. Sometimes the person you're burying isn't the person you thought you knew. Harry, everyone called him Harry, was a good man, church deacon, never missed a little league game, came home every night at 6:15, hung his coat on the same hook, kissed me on the same spot on my forehead. For 65 years, and in his last moments on earth, he told me something that changed every single one of those years. Do you know how hard it is to miss someone you're not sure ever existed? Let me tell you about the marriage I thought I had. I met Harry in 1951. I was 19, working as a waitress while I finished my teaching certificate. He came in every Thursday for the meatloaf special, quiet, polite, the kind of man who looked at you when you talked, which was rare in those days. We married in 1953. I taught 3rd grade for 12 years until Margaret came along, then Thomas, then David. I became a mother, a homemaker, the woman behind Harry Callahan, and Harry became the provider. He sold industrial equipment, pipes, valves, things I never fully understood. He travelled some. Regional sales, he called it. Pennsylvania, Ohio, sometimes down to Virginia. He'd be gone 3, 4 days at a time, and I'd manage the house, the children, the everything. When he came home, he'd always bring me something small, a keychain from Harrisburg, a coffee mug from Cleveland, little things. I kept them all in a drawer, proof, I thought, that he was thinking of me even when he was away. I remember our 40th anniversary, 1991. The kids threw us a party at the VFW hall, streamers, a cake with our photo on it. Everyone we knew crowded into that room. Harry wasn't much for dancing, never had been. But that night, he walked over to me, took my hand, and led me to the floor. Our song was playing. I won't say which one, but you know the kind. The one that takes you back to who you were when you first heard it. He held me closer than usual, and right there, in front of everyone, he leaned in and said, "You're the best decision I ever made." I cried. Right there, on the dance floor, I cried. Because after 40 years with a quiet man, those words felt like everything I'd been waiting to hear. Proof that I hadn't imagined it. Proof that the silence between us was peace, not emptiness. I replayed that moment for years. Every time I doubted, every time I wondered if he really loved me, I go back to that dance floor, to those words. Now I don't know what those words mean anymore. There were signs, I suppose. If I'm being honest with myself, a phone call once in 1982, late at night, that he took in the other room. A receipt I found in his pocket that didn't quite make sense, but I trusted him. That was my job, wasn't it? To trust, to not ask too many questions, to believe that the man who came home every night at 6:15 was exactly who he appeared to be. Last year, before the diagnosis, we sat on our back porch watching the sun go down. Neither of us said anything. We didn't need to. I thought that silence was the gift of a long marriage, 64 years of knowing someone so well that words become unnecessary. Now I wonder what he was carrying in that silence, what he was hiding in all those quiet evenings. 3 months ago, the hospital. Harry had been sick for a while, his heart finally giving out after 89 years. The doctors said it could be days or weeks. It turned out to be days. He'd been in and out of consciousness. Sometimes he'd talk, but it was nonsense. Names I didn't recognize, places he'd never mentioned. I sat beside him and held his hand and told myself it was the medication. Maggie was there too. Our daughter, 62 years old and still the same girl who used to climb into our bed during thunderstorms. She sat by the window, watching her father fade. I had made my peace, or I thought I had. 65 years is a long time. I knew I'd miss him. I knew the house would feel empty, but I was ready to let him go. Then his eyes opened, not the foggy, confused way they'd been opening for days. These were clear, present. He looked at me like he hadn't looked at me in weeks, like he could actually see me. He gripped my hand, tight, stronger than I thought he had left in him. Lorraine. His voice was clear too, not the whisper it had been. I need to tell you about Ellen. Ellen. I didn't know an Ellen. In 65 years I'd never heard him say that name. My mind couldn't process it. I just stared at him. Please forgive me. His eyes were wet. I'd never seen Harry cry. Not once in 65 years. I loved her for 43 years. 43 years. Then his hand went slack. His eyes closed. And he didn't open them again. To 2 hours later, he was gone. I don't remember what happened next. I know the nurse came in. I know Maggie was crying. I know someone led me out of the room at some point and someone else drove me home. But I wasn't there. I was somewhere else, trying to understand how 65 years could be rewritten in 9 words. The funeral was 5 days later. I stood at the front of the church and accepted condolences from everyone we knew. I smiled when they talked about what a wonderful man Harry was, what a beautiful marriage we'd had. I couldn't tell them. I couldn't tell anyone. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Because how do you grieve a man who was 2 people, the one you loved and the one you never knew? For the first month, I couldn't feel anything, just numb. I'd wake up, reach for his side of the bed, the same thing I'd done for 65 years, and find it empty, twice empty now. He was gone, and so was the man I thought he'd been. The rage came later. I was in the kitchen. I'd started making his lemon pound cake without thinking about it. The recipe I'd made for 60 years. Every birthday, every holiday, his favourite. I was halfway through. The batter just right. And suddenly I couldn't breathe. I threw the bowl across the kitchen. Batter everywhere. On the cabinets, the floor, the window above the sink. And I just stood there staring at it. Then I sat down on the floor and cried. Until I couldn't cry anymore. I'm not allowed to be angry at a dying man's confession. I know that. But I'm so angry I can hardly breathe some days. Who was Ellen? When did it start? Did she know about me? I'll never know. Harry is gone. I can't confront him. I can't ask questions. I can't hear his side of the story. The only person who could give me answers took them with him. I thought about looking for her, Ellen. It wouldn't be hard, probably, but Maggie talked me out of it. What would it give you, Mama? She said. More pain. She's right, I know she's right. Maggie's been good through all this. She loved her father. She's furious at her father. She's trying to hold both of those things while taking care of me. That's too much for any daughter to carry. About 2 months in, I was spiraling. I couldn't stop. Every memory was contaminated. Every good year was possibly a lie. I couldn't find solid ground. Maggie sat me down at the kitchen table, the same table where I'd learned about the world ending, and she took my hands. Mama, she said, you don't have to decide if you forgive him. You just have to decide if you're going to let this take the rest of your life too. I didn't have an answer for her then. I still don't, not fully, but I started seeing Pastor Brennan, David Brennan. He's been our minister for 30 years. He married Margaret and her husband. He baptized the grandchildren. I asked him the question that had been eating me alive. Was my whole marriage a lie? He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, Lorraine, can love be real even if it isn't complete? I've been sitting with that question ever since. What if Harry loved me and loved Ellen? What if my marriage was true, and his secret was also true? What if both of those things existed at the same time for 43 years, inside the same man? It doesn't make it okay. Nothing makes it okay. But it makes it something I can survive. And here's the part I didn't expect, the part that's hardest to admit. I feel something close to pity for Harry. What kind of man loves 2 women for 43 years and tells neither? What kind of weight did he carry? Every night at that dinner table, every Sunday in that church pew, every anniversary dance. What was it costing him? This doesn't excuse it. I want to be clear about that. What he did was a betrayal, but I'm starting to see him as a man who was lost too, a man who made a terrible choice and then couldn't find his way back from it, a man who waited until he was dying to tell the truth because he couldn't face it while he was living. I'm not ready to forgive him. I don't know if I ever will be, but I can see him as a person now, not a monster who deceived me, a person who failed. 3 months out now. I still wear my wedding ring. I moved it to my right hand, not ready to take it off, not ready to keep it where it was. His coffee cup is still in the cabinet. Every morning I reach for it out of habit. Every morning I stop myself. I leave it there. I miss him. I'm furious at him. Both of those things are true every single day. Maybe you're watching this and you think you know your husband, your wife. After 20 years or 40 or 60, I thought I knew mine. And maybe I did. Maybe I knew all the parts he was able to show me. Maybe that was real, even if it wasn't everything. Or maybe you're the one hiding something, and you think you're protecting them. Let me tell you, the truth doesn't stay buried. It waits. And it comes out at the worst possible moment, when you're not there to explain it, when they have to grieve you and the secret at the same time. I'm mourning 2 people, the man I lost and the man I never knew, and I'm not sure which grief is worse, but I'm still here, 87 years old and still learning what love is, what it isn't, what it can survive. If you've got secrets, tell them while you can still answer the questions. If you've been betrayed, know this. You can love what was real without excusing what wasn't. And if you're lying next to someone tonight, wondering if you really know them, ask. Don't wait for a deathbed. Don't make them grieve you twice. If this meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I miss him. I'm furious at him. Both of those things are true every single day. Maybe you're watching this and you think you know your husband, your wife. After 20 years or 40 or 60, I thought I knew mine. And maybe I did. Maybe I knew all the parts he was able to show me. Maybe that was real, even if it wasn't everything. Or maybe you're the one hiding something, and you think you're protecting them. Let me tell you, the truth doesn't stay buried. It waits. And it comes out at the worst possible moment, when you're not there to explain it, when they have to grieve you and the secret at the same time. I'm mourning two people, the man I lost and the man I never knew, and I'm not sure which grief is worse, but I'm still here, 87 years old and still learning what love is, what it isn't, what it can survive. If you've got secrets, tell them while you can still answer the questions. If you've been betrayed, know this. You can love what was real without excusing what wasn't. And if you're lying next to someone tonight, wondering if you really know them, ask. Don't wait for a deathbed. Don't make them grieve you twice. If this meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it.